Hi, I'm Rolf Fuchs for the Smarter Macarthur magazine. Today I'm here to interview Rick Fitzpatrick. Rick is the principal of the Fitzpatrick Group and also president of the Campbelltown Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to get Rick's opinions on the upcoming state election and just what's happening in the Campbelltown and the Macarthur areas. So let's go have a chat with Rick. Thanks very much, Rick, for giving us some of your valuable time today. We just wanted to ask you a few questions about Campbelltown Macarthur, local business, and in particular with the upcoming state election. Firstly, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
So yes, Rolf, I've had an accountancy practice in Campbelltown now for over 27 years. Originally started off with just myself and two others, and then gradually have grown it. Now I've got an office in Narelle and Picton. Mainly dealing with all types of businesses. We don't specialise in any particular area, and recently moved into the area of business mentoring, so helping small business grow their businesses and any other issues they have as they go through those stages.
So Rick, what do you see as the major issues for Campbelltown leading into the state election?
I'm pretty optimistic actually with the state election coming up. I think with either side getting in, either Liberal or Labor, there's a lot of talk about infrastructure and building infrastructure. Being in the Macarthur area, we are predominantly construction and building. So whilst ever that side of the economy is strong, then it filters through to all our the people living within this area. And the major issues out here seem to be infrastructure in terms of Narellan Road, and also getting work into the area, because most of our people are travelling. So it would be nice to get some development out here.
So how do you think the state government can help businesses in Campbelltown?
I think, and it's one of the things that I was reflecting on before, I don't think that anyone is really talking about the tax side of things. I think payroll tax is still an issue that just sort of seems to get swept under the carpet. A lot more businesses are now getting into the area of having to pay payroll tax. Wages are creeping up, obviously, and as you're employing more people, it just seems a ridiculous tax that you get penalised for employing them. So a lot of people are now, the threshold's around about the 740,000. So a lot of businesses, which I don't call big businesses, are now creeping into that area of payroll tax. But there doesn't seem to be on anyone's agenda at the moment. I know the state government have got to raise money, and they've got to get it from somewhere. That, I think, the area of stamp duty needs to be looked at. Once again, the average value of a house is going up, so they're just collecting more and more stamp duty. It's a pretty heavy impost on just the average person, trying to buy a house or whatever, and obviously reflects back onto they've made some concessions with first home owners. Outside of that, that's probably the main area, and there's always land tax and that. But as I said, I can see the state government are in a position where they've got to raise money from somewhere, so where do you get it?
So what do you see as the major opportunities for Campbelltown and the Macarthur area?
I think we are in a good position in terms of the growth, and once again, as I said, because we're in the predominantly construction out here, what the state government have got planned, what the local government have got planned. One of the ideas with the local government is to get the main street up and running and make that vibrant. Now, I know that's been going on for years and years, but they are now starting to approve developments, in terms of high-rise, which are around infrastructure and are going to create a community around that area. So there's great opportunity. Obviously that's got to be built, so there's people involved there. A lot of your tradies are involved there, and hopefully that'll bring restaurants and probably a better type of business into that main street and get that main street going again. So I think that's a great opportunity. And obviously with all our land development out there, bringing people in here, the New South Wales government, as once again, regardless of who it is, I think they probably see Penrith, Liverpool and Campbelltown as the three main areas that have, and Penrith, also backing onto Parramatta. They see that as the three main areas that have got a growth potential. What we would want to see out here, obviously, is some more government offices, and with Leppington coming as well, yeah, I think wherever you turn here at the moment, there's plenty of potential. So I can see it being great for probably 15 to 20 years if what they're talking about in terms of developing infrastructure is carried through.
So would you like to see state government work more closely with local councils?
Oh, I think so, definitely, yeah. And look, I think it's starting to happen. It's and once again, doesn't matter which side of politics you're talking about here. Well, especially in the Macarthur area, anyhow. Both Brian Doyle and Greg Warren from here, and Chris Patterson and Sydney Cagney, I think it is over there from memory. They get in amongst the community. So they're hearing what everyone's talking about, and they're taking it back to their respective parties. And because we are in a growth area and a lot of people out here, I think it does pull a bit of sway in there, and and we get action. A lot of things have happened. I mean, we always everyone seems to focus on Narellan Road, but I mean, Camden Valley Way's been developed. The M5 continues to be improved. They will get to Narellan Road and other infrastructure things. So it's just a matter of time, I think. Yeah.
There's talk of the Southwest Rail Link being extended out to Narellan. Do you think that should be extended around to either Macarthur or even Angle stations?
Yeah, I think it's, to be honest, a fait accompli. I mean, if you're going to go to Narellan, why wouldn't you carry it around past the Botanical Gardens, past the university and into Macarthur station? It's just a perfect fit, I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bit of a boon for the area, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And once again, would take pressure off the road system, I would think. And if you bring it around to the Botanical Gardens and the university, well, that's more. It's opening that area up again to more and more people from outside the area to come in, which is going to boost our economy.
So, do you think Campbelltown's getting enough infrastructure for the rapidly growing population?
Look, I think the biggest problem is that the state's going through a growth phase. We went through that period where we didn't have a lot happening, and because the governments are all reluctant to borrow, infrastructure comes to a standstill at some stage. Now, the way the Liberal government are talking about selling off the power lines and then funding a lot of the infrastructure there, I like that idea. It doesn't cause us to borrow. I mean, I know a lot of people would argue that we're selling off another asset. You can't keep selling them off. But I don't know that government run things efficiently anyhow. So in time, I think that would become efficient if it was sold off privately. I think we think Macarthur's a big area, but then if you go over to Penrith and Blacktown and that area there, that is huge again. So it's got to be shared around. Liverpool's in the same position. I mean, I'm sure they want funding. I think it's coming, and I do think it's not necessarily all our way, but definitely, coming out west from the city, it's starting to happen, and we're all part of it.
Yeah, so good times ahead.
Definitely.
So what's your vision for Campbelltown in 2020 and beyond?
I really haven't put a lot of thought into it, I suppose. Once again, I think the main thing is I just would like to see us to continue to create jobs and employment out here, and attract. I think with Leppington, that's going to attract more businesses out, and the road links and things like that. Obviously, if they don't have to go into the city or even into Parramatta these days, even to get to Parramatta is a bit of an issue. So if we can keep building out here in developing that type of thing, which I think will happen again, and it's soon to be happening. It's all good. I do think it's good times ahead. I hope I'm right. I haven't put a mock on it, but I just think And if people have got money to spend, then obviously that flows into retail. And we've got the Narellan Town Centre happening. Macarthur Square are doing extensions. And if people have got money, they'll spend it. They'll spend it in the local area, and it's shared around.
And can you tell us why local businesses should join the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I think we are a voice for the small businesses that are around. Once again, it's the Chamber voice has grown substantially, I think, in the last few years. with both Campbelltown, Narellan and Camden. Between the three of us, we are always getting the local government councillors along now. We're also getting anyone that's involved with the state, and quite often, someone like Russell Mitchison will come along from federal. So they're there. They're there hearing what the people or what local business have to say. From my own perspective, I think it creates a great networking opportunity for small business, and also it's an educational area too. There's very much an emphasis now on Chamber to provide that in terms of bringing quality speakers out here. Probably everyone knows about the Business Event of the Year now. We get 600 people along there. Well, they're primarily all Chamber people. As you probably know, it's a joint Chamber, but they're all members of Chamber that come along to that. And the more we have, the more people are involved, then the greater voice you have. And certainly, as I said, because we're drawing those government people along and the politicians along, there's every opportunity if you've got an issue to bring it up and get some action on it.
Well, we're almost out of time. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I don't think so. I just, in terms of the government and where they're going, once again, whichever side gets in, I think they've always got to be mindful of small business. I don't think there is enough incentive there. The risks involving in running a small business, the time that's involved in running a small business, I don't think that's appreciated enough. I've got certain ideas on what I would like to see. I'm sure the government not necessarily would agree with my ideas, but I just think small business carries a heavy burden. It's not like you're in a position where you are employed and guaranteed your wage most of the time every week. Small business, you've got to keep going out there and finding work, and you're employing people, as I said. So I think there needs to be an incentive there for them and a reward. Not even an incentive, I suppose, more a reward for the time and effort that they put into it.
And the contribution they make to the community.
To the community. Well, as you probably know, Rolf, that's a good point because, and I don't know the statistics, but small business would employ more people than the larger businesses if you put it all together. Yeah.
Thanks very much, Rick, for talking to Smarter Macarthur magazine today. We appreciate your views on the state election and the Campbelltown Macarthur area and local business.
Thanks Rolf. Thanks for the opportunity.